Okay, this is a trade review for 8 September, Monday. Um, so in the mornings, I've been getting up a little bit earlier, up at 4 a.m. where I set my alarm for 4, so I can get to the desk at 4:30. I'll get my coffee and stuff ready, and then that gives me time to do some research, go through my scanners, get my watch list ready, and so on this morning, my watch list had OCTO on it. And actually, I was looking at it. I couldn't trade it before 7 o'clock, but there was this action right here. This was at like 6:50, and so I couldn't do anything about it. But I was just watching it, kind of anticipating it. MACD EMAs were looking good, and price action was looking good. So right at 7 o'clock, I took my first trade at $4.57. I set my stops and target. Kind of got close to my stops down here, but held long enough to get out of that trade at 501. So my target price at this point is 15 cents. I just look for 15 cents and jump out. And then I kept watching it. It looked good. I missed this right here. And I think part of me hesitates to take two trades on the same stock within a short period of time. I just don't want to get overconfident or, make an emotional decision, which could go either way. Sometimes you can make a decision based on emotion, which would negatively affect your account, or even, sometimes in a good way. And that's, so if the price action was looking too good, sometimes I might think to myself, that it's too good to be true. And I, kind of thinking back, that might have been what I've been was thinking right here. So I missed this, and then but I did jump in at 7:26, about almost a half hour later. Actually, that would have been 15 minutes later. Um, I got in at 594, and then jumped out of that trade at 616 after setting my stops and my target price, and then price was still looking good, so I jumped back in at 648 and got out of that trade for my third trade of the day at 678. And so that was my three trades. I made three green trades, um, basically in like half an hour, on OCTO. Now, looking back, I made 5%, which is my goal for the day. And these were all pretty good trades. MACD was looking, my first trade, MACD was not looking the best, and I probably should have hesitated. I didn't need to, but it kind of was already converging here, and I had held it long enough for it to come back around. Um, on the second trade I did, MACD was okay. Third trade, it was okay. Price action was good. Um, But all through this, I kind of missed something, and the EMAs were looking really good. And is what I missed was OCTO basically skyrocketed yesterday. So if we look at that was the 1 minute. If we look at the 5 minute chart, so these are my trades in the morning here. This is pre-market, um, 7 a.m. right here. But as we follow the morning, there was a lot of other good trades in here. Even right after the market open, a lot of good trades. And actually, so the high of day was $83. And I could have traded a lot of this, but I give myself three trades for the day, and that's it. And so, I appreciate the trades that I had taken yesterday, but in my inexperience, I didn't see that these other trades were going to be available. I was kind of short-sighted. And that's one thing that I need to continue to learn to look for is improved or improving price action. And so I could have made some other good trades, or I could have just held these long all day. I mean, you figure from $4 to $83, that's crazy. I did the math And it would have been like, if I would have held my max position all day, that's like a $12,000 move. Now, yeah, we can Monday morning quarterback everything and what ifs, but it's just interesting. Actually, the formula that I use on the spreadsheet kind of came from me thinking about how can I think about this better. Um, the process, I go back and do chart reviews, look at things that I did right, things that I did wrong, and then I made that spreadsheet, and I've improved the spreadsheet since then. I kind of, I broke my daily capital up into thirds, and I added some percentages and a P&L and L and a percent gain on the day and some other things, and I keep actually tweaking it. But so, like, looking at things that I could have done better to improve my thinking process when I'm looking at a stock or a move or something on the watch list. I see this MACD down here, and this thing was incredible all day long. It just held all day. And so I could have made all kinds of good moves in here, but I didn't. So it's a lesson learned for me. I did good with the trades that I took. But one thing, like I say, that I need to learn to do better is holding trades longer than just my target. Um, and so, kind of, that's the purpose of me doing a trade review or a daily review, is to look at the trades that I did, not just bad, but trades that I did well, and see how they could have been better. Normally, or previously, before a couple of weeks back, my trades would have been um, red trades more often than not. And so that I would have to go and see what I would have corrected to do them better. The exact time that I would have got in better, the exact time that I would have got out in a better position. And in fact, it would have been before I had the little spreadsheet that I made. So they kind of went hand in hand. Me being able to think better um, was based on me having better information using the spreadsheet that I had made. And so I'm just kind of looking at this and thinking how I can improve my holding of my positions when I get in something. And yesterday with OCTO was a really good case study. Very interesting. I'll probably look at this again later. But I just wanted to kind of go over some thoughts. Because if you look at my trades here on this 5 minute chart here, uh, or even on the 15, they're pretty close to the same. Um, you can see that I did, scrape off my profits here, but I just missed so much. It's just incredible for me to think about. And I was going to do this last night when I got home, but I had a long day at work, so I wasn't able to really dive into it. Um, but I did a little bit of research beforehand to try to figure out what I could have done better. But just watching price action and volume. Volume right here was really good, basically for the bulk of this. Um, yeah, it's just so many indicators. It just, now looking back, it's very easy to see. But um, so yeah, that was my trade from yesterday, which was the 8th September. And so that's it.